Hi, it's Candace with SmartTrading. I'm back this week to give you some more exciting insights on what it means to be a smart trader. Today we're talking about how not to be your own worst enemy. Every year, Dalbar conducts a study on how average investors fare compared to the S&P 500. The long-term data suggests that people are clearly their own worst enemies when it comes to investing. Oftentimes, investors react to the market, rather than having a solid game plan that they stick to, regardless of emotional or market fluctuations. This causes investors' performances to underperform the S&P 500 regularly. During SmartTrading's 35-plus years in the trading industry, we've seen and traded almost everything there is to offer. And during that time, we have created systems to help avoid basic trader mistakes, such as allowing market movement and emotions to dictate success. While our primary focus has been options trading, we created a stock rotation designed to give all of the benefits of the S&P growth with much less risk exposure. This system is called the Super Portfolio Rotation. We started Super Portfolio Rotation in 2020, right before the market crashed due to the pandemic. And even in that year, it was really consistent. However, we don't change our strategy based on, fundamentally anything. And we remained fairly consistent over the years. Even in a bit of a drawdown that year, it was not anywhere near as big as stocks in general, and continued to outperform on a risk-adjusted basis. We outperform most hedge funds, and we continue to outperform the stock market in general. Now, the overall return is not the measure by which anything should be measured, because you should always take into account what was at risk in order to achieve that return. To illustrate what I mean, I want to show you 2023 and 2024's performance. In 2023, we closed out $10,227 in closed positions. We ended the year at a small open position profit. However, the markets were basically at all-time highs at the end of 2023. Dividends received during the year were $1,041, giving us a net profit of $11,696 total return on a $50,000 account. That is 23.39%. The same year, during that time period, SPY was up 24.02%. From the standpoint of total return, we did not beat the S&P in 2023, and we didn't do it again in 2024. However, like 2023, we did beat it as far as the risk world metrics are concerned. Risk-adjusted analysis favors the Super Portfolio Rotation. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to be notified of new smart trading insights. In 2024, closed trades totaled $10,982, which is about $700 more in closed trades in 2024 than we did in 2023. The open position was a loss due to the year closing in the middle of an almost 9% drawdown in SPY. And the dividends received were $1,116. That open position loss dropped our total net P&L by the end of the year to $8,208. So the total return was 16.41%, while SPY was up 20.08%. SPY outperformed us by a little more than 3.5% for the year. At first glance, it may seem like it underperformed, but if you look at our average allocation, we were right at about $40,100, which makes our risk-adjusted return slightly above SPY for 2024, totaling 20.52%. This was right at about $40,100, not $50,000. So we had a $50,000 account, and then we were increasing that because of our closed position profits and our net overall P&L. That ended our net P&L at $58,208. But our average allocation throughout the year was only $40,000, which happens to make our risk-adjusted return to slightly above SPY for 2024. We had a risk-adjusted return of 20.52%. Which means we did in fact beat SPY with regard to the risk-adjusted return for the fourth year in a row. So what is the point of all this? It is to show you that you do not have to be some big-time investor to beat the S&P 500. If you follow a methodical plan with low risks and stay disciplined even when the market may waver, you have a higher potential to find success. And that is the truth about trading. To learn more about the Smart Trading approach, Super Portfolio Rotation, check out the link in the description below.